Have you ever wondered why sloths are so slow? Well, the secret lies not just in their leisurely pace, but also in their unique biology. Sloths, the slowest mammals on Earth, are fascinating creatures with an extremely slow metabolism. Their low metabolic rate means they need less food than other animals, which is particularly handy when you live in a habitat where food is scarce or difficult to find. But it's not just about conserving energy. This slow movement also makes them nearly invisible to predators, an ingenious strategy for survival that's been serving them well for millions of years. Their languid lifestyle, often perceived as laziness, is actually a highly efficient survival strategy, allowing them to thrive in environments where others would struggle. So while we may interpret their slow-motion existence as lackadaisical, it's actually a finely tuned adaptation that has ensured their survival. So it seems that being slow isn't necessarily a bad thing for these fascinating creatures. So what does a typical day look like for a sloth? Well, if you're imagining a flurry of activity, you're in for a surprise. The day of a sloth is a masterclass in slow, deliberate living. As the hazy morning light filters through the dense canopy, our sloth friend stirs from his upside-down slumber. No alarm clocks in this world, just the gentle rhythm of the rainforest. The sloth begins its day in the late morning, taking its time to wake up. There's no rush here. After all, sloths are one of the slowest animals on the planet. This unhurried start is not just a product of their laid-back attitude, but a result of their diet, primarily consisting of leaves. These leaves are low in energy and nutrients, which means the sloth has to conserve its energy to get through the day. Once awake, the sloth starts its slow journey through the trees in search of food. Moving at a pace that makes a snail look like a sprinter, the sloth navigates its aerial world with a grace that belies its languid speed. This slow movement is not just a quirky trait, it's a survival strategy. By moving slowly, sloths avoid detection by predators who rely on sight and movement to hunt. The sloth's unique adaptations aren't just limited to its slow speed. Their powerful claws allow them to hang from trees for extended periods, providing an excellent vantage point for spotting predators and food. Their fur even hosts a mini ecosystem of algae and bugs, providing a handy snack when food is scarce. The day ends much as it began, with the sloth settling in for a night's rest in the trees. As the sun sets, the sloth curls up in the crook of a branch, ready to do it all again tomorrow. As you can see, a sloth's life is far from boring, despite their slow pace. They've turned what might seem like limitations into strengths, showing us that there's more to life than just racing from one moment to the next. What can we learn from the sloth's slow-paced lifestyle? In our fast-paced world, where we're constantly rushing from one task to another, the sloth's unhurried approach to life offers a refreshing perspective. It's a gentle reminder that life isn't always about speed and efficiency. The sloth, with its laid-back lifestyle, teaches us the value of slowing down, conserving energy, and taking time to enjoy life's simple pleasures. It's a lesson in mindfulness, in being present and fully engaged in the here and now. Contrast this with our lives, where we're often so busy chasing after the next big thing that we forget to appreciate the beauty of the moment. We're so caught up in the hustle and bustle that we barely have time to breathe. So what if we took a leaf out of the sloth's book? What if we slowed down, conserved our energy, and savored life's simple joys? Maybe, like the sloth, we too could benefit from taking things a little slower and savoring the simple joys of life. So what's the secret to the sloth's success, you may wonder? Well, throughout our exploration, we've discovered some intriguing facets of these fascinating creatures. Their slow metabolism, which might seem like a disadvantage, is actually a remarkable adaptation for survival. With a reduced need for food, they can spend their time hanging out in the treetops without the constant hunt for nourishment. We've also delved into their unique physical adaptations. These include their curved claws that allow them to effortlessly hang from branches, and their ability to rotate their heads almost completely around, providing an excellent field of view. Most importantly, we've seen how the sloth's slow-paced lifestyle is not a drawback, but rather a successful survival strategy. They've turned what many would see as laziness into an art form of energy conservation and slow living. In the end, it's clear that sloths are not just lazy creatures, but rather they are masters of energy conservation and slow living. Perhaps there's a lesson in there for all of us.